fun to like wiggle my fingers and I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. Yeah, I never knew or thought or conceived that it would go as far as it has. But I'm certainly glad it's gone that far. Well, I fell in love with the Sacramento girl. She's got the big brown eyes and her hair did curl. Well, her nose poked up for despite her chin. Said if you're just a minor, well, they can't come in.
And the way he expressed it to me, it was a revelation. And he realized, oh my gosh, you could tell the whole history of America through the banjo.
When I left them states for gold, everything I had I sold. My stove, my bed, my spotted sow. Well, 14 chickens and a darn good cow. Well, I started out Yankee-like. Well, I fell in with the folks from Pike. We parted on the Platte because we couldn't agree. Well, we all come down with the diarrhea. So leave the miners leaving. When leave the miners leaving. Take a bite of advice, kill off your lice, and make it on back to the mountain.
Being a combination musicologist and banjo player. That's what he's been doing ever since. It's a great success.
What he brings is the embodiment of not only a time period, but an actual culture.
Well, you know, it was just a little bitty thing, but just because I couldn't pay my bill, well, they kicked me out of Marysville. I stole the mule and I lost the trail. Well, I fetched up in Hangtown jail. Well, canvas ceiling, paper walls. Well, 20 horse thieves in the stalls. I done right there like I done before. Well, did some mining through the floor. So leave you miners leave, and leave you miners leave. Take a bite of ice, wash off your lice, and make it on back to the mountain. Just in the last couple of months, I've been able to perform not only in the museum, Crocker Museum, but in the actual Eagle Theater, built right there on the spot where the original Eagle Theater was made in the 1840s, the very first theater in California. I don't know what it's like for other people, but for me to play these songs at the exact same spot where the songs were introduced, and to use the antique instruments, it really touches me. I don't know how to talk about it. I'm glad I get to do it. Now there's a really beautiful painting called Sunday in the Camp in the Crocker Museum, showing the miners both partying and reading the Bible, doing their wash. I'd played my show there, and then I was walking around, and wow, there was the original painting. It was just, that's pretty good. Well, I fell in love with the Sacramento girl, with the big brown eyes and hair did curl. Well, her nose poked up for spite her chin. Said if you're just a miner, you can't come in. So leave the miners leave, and leave your miners leave. Take my advice, wash off your lice, and make it on back to the mountain. All the men would get their gold nuggets and gold dust, and they'd come into the big city, and they'd have big meals. They'd have oyster meals and drink champagne, and they'd actually take a bath, you know. Depends on if they came in every 5 months or every 3 months. And so they would spend as much money as they could, take a bath, wash off the lice, and make it on back to the mountain. And I like that. That's real.
I'm not sure how Gordy has managed to craft this magnificent persona, but his authenticity in a museum setting is invaluable to museum educators like myself.
Now, we all know the kind of music that we listen to these days. You just put in another CD or turn on your iPod, And I'm going to be using antique instruments to play the old music. That's why this sounds strange. This is digital music, and I'm going to be using old-time instruments.